Hello, this is a short presentation on solving absolute value equations. Basically, our absolute value equations are going to come in two forms. One, the absolute value of some expression equals some number. All right, we have an expression 2x plus 1, and that absolute value of that expression is equal to some number 2. Our other equations are going to be in the form of this. 3 plus 2 times the absolute value of, and we'll use 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1 equals 9. Now, we do not have an expression in an absolute value set equal to something. This expression, this absolute value expression, is multiplied by 2, and then we add 3. When we encounter problems of this type, we're going to have extra work. First of all, I want to focus on problems like this. 2x plus 1, absolute value 2x plus 1 equals 2. The steps are pretty simple. First, whoops, wrong sticky note. First, we need to isolate the absolute value. In this case here, my absolute value is already isolated. I don't have to do anything. Once our absolute value is isolated, let me rewrite the problem. Absolute value 2x plus 1 equals 2. Once the absolute value is isolated, then we make two equations. Now, if you remember, we talked briefly about absolute value of x equals 3 meant x is equal to 3 or x is equal to negative 3. What we did here is we took what was inside the absolute value, x, and we set it equal to this number, 3, or the opposite of that number. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to take what's inside the absolute value, 2x plus 1, we're going to make two equations. 2x plus 1 equals 2x plus 1 equals. We take what's inside this, and we put it here, and we put it here. Then, we take this number right here, and we write it here, and we write the opposite. Either what's inside here has to equal 2, or it has to equal negative 2. We then solve the two equations. Now it's just like we've been doing. We solve the two equations, subtract 1, 0. 2x equals 1, divide by 2, divide by 2, we get x equals 1/2. Same process, different result. Subtract 1, 2x equals negative 3, divide by 2, divide by 2, x equals negative 3. Now, when you do this, oops, should have been in blue. When you do this, you get two answers. Normally the answers are written with braces. Not parentheses, not brackets, but the curly braces. And over here, I forgot by 3 halves. Oops. All right, let me close it. If you put braces or brackets around it, brackets, by brackets I mean these, doesn't mean the same thing. If you put parentheses around it, it means something else. This means the solution set, the answers to our equation. So this is our answer. Okay? Our absolute value is isolated. Set it equal to the number. Set it equal to the opposite of that number. Let's do one more. Absolute value of 3x minus 2 equals 11. No, equals 7. All right. Now, I encourage you to pause this for 1 minute, do the problem, see what you come up with. All right, hopefully you paused it, and now you're back to see what happened. We take what's inside the absolute value, what's inside, and we write it down twice. 3x minus 2, 3x minus 2 equals, and we set it equal to this number and the opposite of that number, 7 and negative 7. And then we solve. Add 2, 3x equals 9, divide by 3, divide by 3, x equals 3, one solution. We add 2, 3x equals negative 5, we divide by 3, and x equals negative 5/3. Our solution then is 3 and negative 5/3. All right, the other type of equation requires us to solve or isolate the absolute value first. So if I have 2 plus 3 times the absolute value of 2x plus 1 equals 11, our first step is to isolate the absolute value. If you look here over on the right, we want to isolate the absolute value. We have to get the absolute value by itself. To do that, it's just like solving an equation. We subtract 2 to both sides. We get 3 times the absolute value, 2x plus 1, equals 9. And then we divide by 3. Divide by 3, they cancel, divide by 3, and we get 2x plus 1 equals 3. Now we go to step 2. Make 2 equations. Oh, I lost my absolute value. We take what's inside the absolute value, 2x plus 1, and we write it down twice. We set it equal to this number, and we set it equal to the opposite of it. And then we solve. Minus 1, 2x equals 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, x equals 1, minus 1, 2x equals negative 4, divide by 2, divide by 2, x equals negative 2. And then we get 1, and we get negative 2. And that is our solution. All right, I hope this helps you out. Monday we will be solving absolute value equations. Actually, we'll spend quite a bit of time in the next week solving absolute value equations. All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.